Hi coders, and welcome to the next video in this series on how to code with the BBC microbit. In this lesson we're going to use some crocodile clips and we're going to create a buzz game. So let's jump over to the app and get started. Okay, so I've created a new project. Let's go ahead and give it a name. So let's call this Buzz. And let's get rid of the forever because we're not going to need that. So to detect when we make a circuit, we're going to connect up some crocodile pins to ground and the 0 pin. So if we go to input, we'll find on pin 0 pressed. And if we drag that in here, so this will be the code that we run when you touch the wire accidentally, when you're trying to do as steady as you can but can't quite do it. This is what we're going to run in this block here. So if we create a variable and let's call this score, and let's say when we press the pin, let's change the score by 1. So what we also want to do is show on the screen somehow that that you've touched the wire. So if we go to basic, let's show an icon and let's show a cross, and let's leave that on the screen for, let's say, a second. Second or half second? No, yeah, let's go for a second. And then after that second we want to clear the screen. So wait for this to update. Now if I press that pin, it shows a cross for a second. So that's what's going to happen when we touch a wire. So obviously this is changing score by 1, but we need score to be something when we start. So let's set score to 0 when we start, and we also need a way to display our score. So if we go to input, on button A pressed, and then grab a show number and drag score into there. So now let's start, score is 0, make a connection, shows the crosses, and then show the score, it's 2. Brilliant. So also to let people know that it's ready to go on the game as well, let's put some LEDs on the on start, because currently when it starts it's just a blank screen. So if we put these LEDs in here and let's kind of make a kind of buzz wire-ish kind of shape, so that lets people know that it's ready to go. And tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this. Instead of clearing the screen, I'm going to put that in there, so when it starts it will have this icon on the screen, hit cross, and it says carry on. Okay, so I've downloaded the code onto the microbit, and if I press the 0 pin, you'll see it will make a connection. Now this isn't magic, it's just the human body has enough energy in that this can sense that with your fingers. We're going to connect some crocodile clips to this and connect it up to our wire. So let's grab our wire and then make a game and connect it up. Okay, so the bits you're going to need is some sticky tack, a couple of cables with crocodile clip ends, some electrical tape, some non-enamelled wire. Make sure that you get non-enamelled, and the first time I did this I got enamelled wire and it didn't work at all, and it took me ages to figure out why. So non-enamelled wire is definitely must be that. I'll post a video link in the video description on where you can get some of that. And something to wrap your wire around to make a handle. So I'm just using a kind of base of a toy trophy that that broke. You could use like a thick whiteboard marker or something similar to that, or anything circular or roughly circular that you could use as a handle to try and steady hand through the game. So first thing you want to do is to take your wire and wrap it around your item that you're using to make your handle and twist off at the end. So I've made a couple of examples here. Here's a couple I made earlier. So essentially what I've done is wrapped it around here and then just twisted at the end there. So when you take that off, you've got a handle and a nice loop there to use on our wire. So that's the handles made. Next thing you want to do is create the wire maze. So I want to grab some of your wire again and then bend it into a kind of shape like this that you can use to steady your hand around. So what you do then, so on each end you want to wrap a bit of electrical tape around the bottom. This will act as your like base camp, your stopper, so when you finish it doesn't touch the wire and say you touch the wire when you didn't. And then at the ends just put a blob of sticky tack on each end. It's also important that on one side you leave a bit of wire to come off. So you can see this bit, it goes in here. Let's get a better angle on that. Let's zoom in a bit. So you can see the wire comes in here. It's got the electrical tape on here into the tack, and then there's this part coming out here. So that's where we're going to connect our ground wire to complete the circuit. So let's grab our crocodile clips and our microbit and put it all together. Okay, so let's connect it all up. So let's take one end of our crocodile clip and put it on the handle, and let's put the other end on the 0 pin of our microbit. Let's take our other cable and let's put it on our ground, and take the other end of that and put it on the GND on our microbit. Now if I take the handle here and then if I touch the wire, you'll see the cross come up on this screen. There you go. And then if I press the A button, you'll see the score on there. Oh, still hitting it. There you go. 7. It would help if I wasn't touching the wire at the same time. So yeah, so you can see we've got 7, a score of 7 at the end there. So connect up at home, have a go, and if you feel up for a challenge, have a go at creating some more complicated maps. You could even make one like this that's got a loop in the track.